Today, our guest is Senior Experience Designer, Chrissy Cox.
I do most of my designing on my iPhone. I think my most important things that I think about in design are my font choice and my color choices.
Posting is one step. The next step is, what are we gonna do?
Yes.
And everyone has something that they need to express. We really wanna, at the end of the day, compel others into action, right? And change the world.
Let's change the world, you guys. Motion really jumps out at you. People stop and pause for a second and see what's happening. So I'm searching our free photos. Actually, you could add an outline to it. This remove background here, bada bing, bada boom. I really like creating depth in a design. Overlap it just a little bit. You can import 15-second videos, and I've found them so fun to be playing with as backgrounds, and it just really takes it to a whole nother level.
You're inspiring people, Chrissy. Great job.
We work pretty hard to make it easy and powerful.
Hello, welcome back to another session of Adobe Spark Live. Today, our guest is Senior Experience Designer, Chrissy Cox. Welcome, Chrissy.
Hi, thanks. Thanks for having me.
All right, so we're gonna get started. I thought it was really important to have someone with Chrissy's expertise on today. This session is called Express Yourself, Lead with Design. As I'm sure we're all aware, there is a ton going on in this country, in this world right now, and everyone has something that they need to express. Adobe Spark is an extremely powerful tool that can quickly, easily, on your mobile, on the go, allow you to express yourself. Say what you want, show what you want with all of the different features and tools that we have available for you in multiple apps, but really we're gonna focus on Spark Post today. And I wanted Chrissy to come on and show us how we can bring our expertise, our communication levels up just another notch so that we can really inspire others to share. And we really wanna, at the end of the day, compel others into action, right?
Yeah.
Posting is one step. The next step is, what are we gonna do? So we're gonna focus on the creation part and the posting part today. And then we hope that you all are inspired after our session to create and then do something about what you're trying to express and what you feel is needed in this world today.
Yes.
Yes. But first, Chrissy, tell us a little bit about yourself, your quarantine life, and your role at Adobe Spark.
Oh, okay. I'm Chrissy. I'm from Australia. I'm a designer. I've been in the States for 8 years now, mostly living in San Francisco and in the Bay Area. I'm in Oakland now. And my quarantine life has been making a lot of ice cream.
Yes! What kind of ice cream?
Eating and making a lot of ice cream. So like you said earlier, Courtney, my role on the team is to kind of look at design trends and motion trends and pick out the pieces of where design is going and say, okay, if we want our users to be able to make this content super easily, we want them to be able to super impactful with their designs, what are the tools and what are the ingredients that they need to get there? So I kind of look at all of the text animations, if there's going to be, video content in the app at some point, what that video content will be, what's going to be most useful for our users. Yeah, so on that note, I think I'll start sharing my screen because we've got a lot of fun stuff to look at.
Fun designs.
Fun designs. Everyone can see this, I hope. I do most of my designing on my iPhone. So that's where I'm going to show it to you today. It's super easy to do things on the go. I make a lot for social media. And I think, like you were saying before, we all have this platform and we all have a ton of stuff to say. Yes. So how do we do that effectively, share our voice effectively with our followers, and then also try and action our followers to go out and do something in the world?
Yeah.
So I want to talk through a couple of the different features that we have in the app that will like help empower you to get your message heard, and focusing mostly on social, but can also be effective for designing posters, maybe for protests, stuff like that. So we'll be talking about font choices, color choices, animation styles, all that good stuff. So let's just dive in and do that. I've got a couple of templates that we're going to try and get through, but you can see the beginning of them. But I'm going to work backwards from scratch. So the first one I'm going to do is going to be this one. I saw a great post somewhere this week about for allies, for white allies, how you can grow as an ally, I guess. And I really like this template. It's got a really cool patterned background. The designer that made this chose a script kind of handwritten font. But I think I want mine to be a bit more bold. This script font kind of works really well for a short message, but mine's going to be a bit longer. So I think I'm going to change the font to Sino is a good kind of bold font. And I'm choosing it because I really want it to be super legible. The more text you have, the more legible, the more illegible it becomes. It becomes harder to read. So I want it to be bold and clear. And we've already got that background. It's kind of spotting the background that detracts from it.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite new templates that the design team came out with recently.
Yeah.
They're so good about that. As soon as it's needed, they're like, boom.
There's so many ideas. And we have such a great spectrum of designers on the team, everyone with different perspectives. So it's really cool to see who does what. So we also, if you just have plain the like free subscription, we have a great number of free fonts, but when you are a premium user, you get all the Adobe fonts. There are thousands and thousands of them, and they really give a lot of personality to a design. I think my most important things that I think about in design are my font choice and my color choices. They're like
font choice, color choice, those are
top. So I want to say be teachable, be correctable. We all need to work on that, I think. Yes. Be patient, be consistent, don't stop, consistent. And be vigilant.
Yes.
Yeah. So I've replaced that. Now the font looks a bit like tight to me in a bunch of places. So just for easy legibility, if I go to this spacing, there's a couple of things we can do. We can letter space that tracks it, which we don't need that for this font, but I think the lines need to be a bit looser. So we're gonna let it breathe a little bit more.
That's a good way to put that.
And then the other thing that's happening here is we've got text effect styles. If you go to effects, there are all these text effect styles, and the good thing that the designer before me did was put a stroke outline on theirs. Because you've got a pattern background, it's hard to see the message if it drops away, like the less that gets.
So there's a backing.
Yeah, so I'm just going to pop that up, make it a bit fatter and more legible.
Smart.
And great, so I think that's good. And now I think iconography is really important for getting your message across as well sometimes. So we've got the people will get the general gist because of the climate right now, but I think what we could do is add
a little icon. Love the icons.
Add an icon. We've got a bunch of awesome icons to work with. Trying to find just the right one.
Yes, and in case you're new here to Amy's online, she said this is Chrissy's Creative Corner. So exciting. These icons are free to use even for commercial use, courtesy of the Noun Project. Shout out to the Noun Project.
Shout out. Awesome. Yeah, so I've got a little like power fist, and I think it's really effective that it's black and white, and it's that palette is really popping. I think what could be good, and what kind of gives it, and this is this like terrible but good, like I like it looks really bold, and now I want to give it like a little pop of color and a little bit of hope to it. So I think I'm going to add another icon, but I think this time it's going to be leaves. Because it's about growth. It's about,
leaves have always signified hope, like an olive branch, like the dove. If anyone's a fan of the Bible, the dove that came down from heaven that had the leaves to signify to Noah that it was safe to get off the ark. Yeah. And we want, I'm just going to put in a. Yes. Oh, we got a lot of people saying hello. Claude Pichet says, hey, Chrissy.
Hey, Claude. Claude is on our team. I work with Claude.
Awesome. Velkeeta Redding says the icons are fabulous. Hello. Hey, Val. Yeah, the icons are fabulous. They're also fabulous. We're not going to make one today, but they are fabulous for infographics, which seem to be extremely shareable and helpful, again, in today's climate as we're sharing information and knowledge.
Totally. Very important.
Campbell says, hey, ladies. Hey, Brandy. Berna. Hey, Berna. She says, new growth, quiet and peaceful growth and energizing growth, all that kind of growth. Yes.
So yeah, I think there's like, and adds just a little bit of color. Now, on top of this, we're going to go one step further.
Let's go further.
So last year, I believe, we worked on a bunch of new text animation styles. It's a great way to help people digest your message one bit at a time. It also, like, as you're scrolling through everything you scroll through, motion really jumps out at you. People stop and pause for a second and see what's happening. So I like to add some text animation styles. And I think for this one, I'm going to do this dynamic one. So you can read it, be teachable, be correctable, be patient, be consistent, be vigilant. And it's just like a little subtle movement there.
And your eye can't help but try to follow along and catch up, and it's going to take in that information.
Yeah. So hopefully people engage a bit more with that.
Exactly. Even if they don't, and that's like a social media hack too, is like, even if they don't like it, even if they don't share it, you got that view. And so that's where you start to see your social media points go up.
Yeah. And then hopefully people comment and share, and you start discussions about what it means to do all these things.
Exactly.
And yeah, so that's one template we've gotten through. Hooray. Which one do we want to do next? I think I want to do this, recreate this James Baldwin one. It's a really awesome feature that we just released in beta. So let's go through and start from scratch. I'm not remixing, I'm just starting from a solid color. Doesn't really matter what my color is. I'm going to do
Alfredo said, sorry to be a grammar snob, but vigilant is spelled with an A. See, we're teachable. That's you teaching us. Thank you.
Thank you. I wish I could say, like, no, we spell it different in Australia.
You guys spell it differently in Australia. No.
We put a U in there. I don't know.
Vigilant.
No, quite right. I will change that. Okay, so what I'm doing is starting from scratch. I'm going to replace the background with, oh no, you know what? No, I'm going to start with a black background like this. And then I'm going to add an image. Sometimes what I like to do is play with the opacity of so I'm searching our free photos. and I say texture. Sometimes I like to do like a solid background color and then bring a photo on top of it and play with the opacity so that you get a bit of texture coming through from the base. So I'm going to add this nice cloud because it, to me, signifies, and I'm going to move it freely.
So many comments going in. Keep the conversation coming, you guys.
Opacity. So I'm just going to pull down the opacity. You get a bit of a like dark night sky, but a bit of something.
Yes.
Now I'm going to add text. So there's a, what was that? Oh, I didn't write down the quote. It's a James Baldwin quote. Do you remember what it was?
I'm going to Google it for you now.
Sorry, I should have written it down so that I remembered.
Ignorance allied with power.
Ignorance allied with power
is the most ferocious enemy justice can have. Talk about it. Talk about it, Uncle Jimmy.
Can have. Exactly. Great. Perfect. I think that's such a strong and true quote. So we automatically, there's a shape on the background of text. I don't want that in my text, so I'm just going to go to the shape tab and turn that off. I'm also going to go to my color tab, and I want to make some of the words pop out. So your eye is drawn to the most important words in it.
Right, so like ignorance and ferocious and power.
Yeah. So I'm going to make my text like a bright yellow, I think. And then I'm going to align it. If you go to the Align tab, you can align it left align. And I think I chose Supriya Sans is the font that I used. It's just another, I like collecting good fonts for different categories. So I've got my favorite calligraphy fonts for kind of soft designs, but also really important for bold, loud, not shying away, read my message.
Yes, to have those fonts categorized.
Category. So where am I? S. Supriya. Here we go. So bold, heavy font. Yeah. And now I'm going to show you guys, we have this awesome thing, which is secondary font styling. So instead of like, if you want one word to be a different style or a different color, you have to break up your text boxes or anything. You don't have to do that. We just go into this one under edit, secondary style. And you see we've highlighted one. So I want to say ignorance, power, enemy, justice are going to be my main words. I want to jump out at people. And then I can change, while we're in editing this secondary styling, I can go in and change and say, actually, I want these to be highlighted words. And I want the color of the letter to be the same. So,
oh wow,
it's like jumping out. I can't remember if I had, was it like that? Or was it black text to begin with? No, it was yellow text.
I think it was yellow.
Yeah. Oh, and maybe, yeah, no, I think that's right. So now we can play around with like sizing and what that does. And then what I like to do is pair a bold, when I do font pairings, it's like pairing a bold font sometimes with a script font or a nice serif font, but they kind of where the weight of the font matches enough, but it really separates what you're saying. It's saying like, this is my main message and then this is my sub message.
So it balances out. The script is lighter.
Yeah. So here I want to say by James Baldwin. I want to like quote him. So I'm doing that. And I could keep it the same and just change the color. Could make it black and that could be fine. But I want to keep it that. And then I think because it's his name, it's kind of like signing. It's like he's signing.
I was going to say, it looked like he almost signed it. Like it was his cursive signature.
Yeah. So I'm going to use this Adobe font, handwritten Ernie. It can be, the script fonts can be a bit light, so you can always add an effect. You could add an outline to it and just fatten it a little bit if it feels too light. But yeah, it's like now like he's signed his name to it. And the other thing that I think that I wanted to show you was our new cutout feature.
So crucial. I'm so excited about this feature. I saw it in the app the first day and I was like, yes! And I used it, of course.
So I've got a photo of him in my photo library here that I'm going to add. I'm going to move freely. So this is a really cool photo, and in the past we would have had to use it like this.
Right, put in like a grid layout.
There's a couple of things you can do. You can crop it, and we've got a bunch of new shapes. So you could put him in a circle, could make it a triangle. So there are a bunch of other cool cropping things you can do. Or this remove background here, the beta that we're seeing, click that. And bada bing, bada boom.
Boom. Oh, wait, can you toggle on your desktop? Because I think we're getting the QuickTime.
Over the top. Sorry.
Okay. There we go.
One.
That's our new.
That was all the time over the top. Whoops.
We'll see what's going on. But I think that one I was like, we want to see the actual background icon. So good. So clean.
Yeah. And I like, now that we have this, I really like creating depth in a design. So the idea that you could like overlap it just a little bit to make it look like he's in the foreground, the words are in the background, the words are overlaid on him. But yeah, I think that's really cool. And then again, animation. We all love animation.
Oh my gosh, this is just all of the capabilities that are now in Spark, and I know more, even more are coming, but this just gives me the confidence to delete all of the other apps that I had. Someone, Wong said, he said, very good, no need for Photoshop, basically. Which,
no need for Photoshop.
Photoshop, that's like, you know, a sibling of ours in the Adobe ecosystem. But for those of us like myself, who there's so many Photoshop buttons, there's so much to learn. If you just need to quickly, again, express yourself, you got to get a message out, you have to get some information out, Spark is the one.
Way to do it.
That's the one.
So I've got this new text animation style that's bringing one line in at a time. People are reading it as it goes, and then the secondary text, so that our hero text is animating, and then the secondary text fades in. So you read it all like one at a time down the page.
And that's exactly the type of design that's gonna get shared, that's gonna, like, it's just gonna, you're gonna see that start to spread across social because it's so capturing, it's so active. There's depth.
Yeah. Do we have time for one more?
We do, and then we got lots of comments, lots of questions too.
Great. Do we want to do a curved one?
Oh, the curved one? Yes, but I did want to point out, I love how you have a design there for cover art when you are having like a live session with somebody or you have someone coming on. Yeah, exactly that one.
We could, I won't recreate this one. How about that? I'll just talk through it.
But that's another cool way to highlight. Oh my God.
The cool thing that we have now is video capability. You can import 15-second videos. And I've found them so fun to be playing with as backgrounds.
Yes.
So we now have floating images, which is like imagining it as a collage. You could have a bunch of collaged images, and then you have this like textured background video playing, and it just really takes it to a whole nother level.
Man, and that's exactly the type of thing that you may try to like hire a designer to do, but you have the
Yeah,
capability.
you can go out like creating those patterns as well is something that you can do with your iPhone. Go out and like you know, video and slow-mo, some cool textures out in the wild.
That's such a good idea. I'm like down in LA, so I'm thinking of like we have these beautiful rows of palm trees, so I could get my own footage that goes, oh my God.
Yes, or even just like an upshot of the palm trees swaying in the breeze.
Yes.
Before, yeah, there's lots you can do.
My own assets. Connie Mitchell Porter says so many possibilities.
So many possibilities. So we start like I do think video is so useful, and I even have recognized that I don't have that much video content on my phone that's usable for this. I have a lot of boomerangs, but not many video. So I really encourage everyone to start like building up your video library wherever you go, just short recordings.
That's smart. Great tip, Chrissy.
So for this one, I'm using two of my best friends.
Who are your besties?
I just make them in all of my mocks.
I was gonna say, do they know that they're like being used here today?
They don't know that they're all over.
Spark probably.
Yeah, just put that video background. I'm using the cutout feature to cut them out and layer them on top of each other. I used our noun project icons for that sound
texture. Oh, the sound, nice.
Sound waves to, you know, show that it's a podcast.
Yeah.
I just have, I decided to put a textured background. I think I searched our free photos in Spark for grid paper, and put that behind them just to, again, really show that depth. You've got the video, then you've got the next layer, then you got like the paper layer, then you've got them in front, kind of plays with that a lot. And I just turned them, I put our photo filters on them, turned them both black and white, up the contrast a little bit so they look.
Oh my God, this is amazing that this all happened in Spark.
Yeah, super easy.
So easy.
Okay, so that's that one. And let's talk about this one. Okay, I'm going to talk through the creation of this one, and then we can look at one of the other ones. So it's Pride Month, and you know, there's a lot people have to say about a lot of topics, but it's good to get your message heard, like we were saying. Color is really important, making it pop. We talked about how the black and white is really bold and draws your eye to that because it's so stark. Another thing that draws your eye is super colorful and bold. So we've got this gradient background here. We just introduced on web curved type styles. So they're one type curved type styles. They're not available on mobile yet.
Oh, okay.
The hack around, or the thing that you can do, is log on the web. And what I've got is a project that has a bunch of different curved styles. And then I'll just duplicate that and start from that if I want those type styles to work with. So I replaced my curve type with Love is Love. I also put a shadow and an outline effect on the text to make it pop a little bit more, because without it, like you lose it a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to make that pop a bit more. And then I thought I like doing, when you've got one big bold message, like we talked about before, font pairing. This one I decided to do an outline style instead, because I wanted the main message to be love is love, and then me saying I'm a proud ally.
Yes.
So you just go to the effect styles and choose outline, and then you can have it be a transparent fill or a
oh, cool.
fill. And then I added the typewriter text effect style. So you're reading Love is Love around that rainbow, and the rainbow is from the Noun Project library as well. Proud to be an ally. And I just want to show you one more. So these two, I created these two use your voice and vote templates. I just want to show different color, like how color can change things and how icons can change the meaning. So one of them, I think I always think is like based around pride and LGBTQ rights. And what I wanted to do was add our text animation style that's our first color shuffle. So you land on it and it's all rainbow, but then everything's kind of shuffling around. We've got a couple of other styles within that, and depending
on rainbow go, wow.
Rainbow go. You can also do a background with the whole thing, so it's way more bold. I think I want my message to be more legible. I think it's too complicated to see that right with all of the colors shuffling, but I think the first one is good. And then I just duplicated that for this one, which I wanted to be like a more general, get out there and vote. It's over to be passive. Everyone's got to, you know, be engaged where you can be engaged.
Exactly.
Legally able to be engaged.
Yes.
I can't vote. I really encourage you all to vote.
Oh, that's so important. Thank you.
So important. Yeah, so this is I just changed the colors to be red and blue for a more general palette. And then I've added that the typewriter text effect style, but you could try a bunch of different ones.
Yeah, typewriter seems to be a favorite.
Yeah. So we've got a bunch more. We've got some more subtle ones that are like fading or sliding in that are depending on your message, a bit softer, but the bolder ones, which is I think what we want for this particular message, we want it to be a bolder animation style. So I went with those ones.
Nice.
Yeah. I think that's what we've got.
We've got so many comments and questions. I'm about to go through them all. You ready? Where to even start? Something for everyone. Yes, very good. No need for Photoshop. Okay, this is where we were kind of left off. Chrissy, Verna said you are the typography master. Yes, you are. Thank you for teaching us today.
This coming from someone who designed her own typeface. So
wow, there is a lot of talent on this team in general. I mean, we've just got so many wows. I mean, that was in response to the remove the background, just how quickly it happens.
Yeah, so it depends, the photo really depends how, like, it's working and it's getting better as we go along, the model is learning, but currently, the more contrast you have between your background and the person, the easier better it'll be, but it works really well, yeah.
Brandy says, I need to make a graphic for a giveaway today. I might make it a moving graphic now, definitely. Yes. Definitely. If you can make it a video animation, go for it. It will get higher engagement, I promise. Someone had a question. I'm going to find it in here. Oh, okay. Alfredo asks, are there any particular tips for photos to work best with this new feature, the remove background feature? Yeah,
like I was saying, contrast is paramount. So if you have, if you're thinking about a white background or a cleanish kind of background or colorful background that is a different color to what the person is wearing, that picks it up easier. Yeah. If you probably don't want photos, if you want like one person out of a group of people, you probably don't want them to be like touching shoulders, so it's shoulder to cut out, that kind of thing.
Are there any plans, do you know, I don't know if you know, are there any plans to kind of have like a cleanup tool, like that maybe if it doesn't just remove it in one clean swoop like we saw, clean it up and touch it up a bit for yourself?
TBD. Yeah, I'm not leading that feature, so I'm not completely sure, but I think we're trying to make it, I mean, first off the bat, we're trying to make the model be so good that you don't need to touch it up.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Obviously, people will have problems later.
Especially if you're trying to crop so much out.
Like the ones of my friends that I used, a couple of them, like one was leaning on a table and I got some of the table, but it was really easy. You can use the crop tool and just crop it.
Oh, smart.
To that area. So sometimes it gets like other things in the background, but that you can just crop it out.
Nice. Yeah, so there's little hacks that you can still use to clean that up. You're gonna love this. Lisa, she says, this looks beyond good. Can Chrissy decorate my home?
Yes.
Yes. The answer is yes. Great. Val's just giving us love. The Spark team rocks. We're always getting great features. I'm still wondering what I did before Spark. I am too. Oh my God. I'm telling you, like, I'm going to have to go and delete so many apps that I was trying to piecemeal together all of these features that you just demonstrated are available and ready to use in Spark.
Yeah. Keep it all in one place.
So crucial. And Alfredo says, I must tell you that the balance you've managed to strike between the level of customization and the ease of use is unparalleled. And that comes from an Adobe CC user. Thank you.
That's so nice.
I hope the team hears that. They work so diligently to strike that exact balance.
I'm so glad. But yeah, we work pretty hard to make it easy and powerful.
Let's see. Connie says, I just used this concept for a full color print ad. It saved me loads of work time. Amazing.
Oh, good.
And she says, I am anxious to try the video background. Oh, it could be awesome with the products I sell online and on Facebook. First of all, Connie, tell us what's your business. Please share it with us so we can support. If you're not in Insiders already, we got to get you in there. Yeah, please try it and let us know how it goes. We'd love to.
And I think great ideas actually about specifically, I don't know what you're selling, but like if you were selling clothing, say, having videos, slow panning videos of the fabric kind of up close as the video background, and then you have your model wearing the photo as a like collage photo on top of that video, gives it like texture. Or even you could try and do remove background and like collage.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, our video product manager, Lisa, was on it. She said, what makes you anxious? I think it will draw lots of attention, and that is what you want an ad to achieve. It's probably just being too successful is the thing that she's anxious about. Fair. Spark will put you in that position where you're going to be like front line, front and center. And yeah, get ready for all that business that you're about to have. She said she also uses our current messaging templates and adapts them for personal social use. Absolutely. I've even done that, and so easy, so just taken care of. I use the one for supporting Black businesses and supporting Black creatives, just right there. Oh my gosh. Okay. And then we're going to wrap up, guys. So if you have any other questions, now's the time. I know we started a little late, but now we're right on time again. Okay. Belle, she says, I built my website using Spark Page and I created looks with Spark Post beforehand. I'm going to try updating some of the items on my site with video in the background. You're inspiring people, Chrissy. Great job. Looks cool in my head right now. Oh, and I learned a big secret the other day. My site is available on the web using Spark Page, but it's on the net without using my domain name. Interesting, right? Because it's like a Spark. There's a Spark link that you will always, if you share it, it will be available on the web.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I was thinking that, and she said she could do that for her denim line because she's one of our insiders that we first on. Awesome. Yeah, that's a great idea. And then note where I got that messaging template from Celebrate 365. Oh, that's her business. Okay, thank you so much for sharing. We'll click and do all that good stuff. And then I guess this is like a really good last question for you. How do you manage to decide functionality versus ease of use? Any tidbits you could share? Or maybe
yeah.
Maybe that's not a you question, actually. Maybe that's more of a product manager question.
Well, yeah. So Lisa, who's been trolling me on this I work closely with, and when it's kind of a collaboration, right? We work on features, and there's always a line where kind of trying to balance between of ease of use and functionality. And we look at a bunch of other apps, we look at what a bunch of other products are doing and say like, oh, when I get to this bit of the functionality or when I get to too many options, it feels overwhelming.
Exactly.
So we make it so that you have options and you don't feel overwhelmed, but you're able to communicate as best as you can. So we are always thinking about that. And sometimes we will release something at the like most constrained point, but it's the easiest to use. And then dependent on feedback, talking to you guys about what you want, we figure out if we need to add more functionality, what particular pieces of that functionality do we need to add so that our users can get exactly what they want without then them going in and being like, oh, but now it's too confusing, I don't want to use it anymore.
Exactly. That you guys are striking a wonderful balance. I swear I'm like not technologically savvy in that way at all, but it's a very inviting app to come and create and, you know, get in and get out real quickly. Like the message is the point, right? So I feel like that's coming across very strongly, and I'm so excited to see what you guys come out with next.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on. This has been so helpful. I love that we got some of your expertise on the ground for us to use and continue to get our messages out there and change the world.
Let's change the world, you guys. Everyone's got a voice.
Everyone's got a voice and everyone's got time. So let's do it.
Yep.
All right. Thank you all for joining us today. Thanks for the excellent conversation and questions, you all. Be sure to respond on the computer. And we'll catch you all next Tuesday for our next live session.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Thanks,
Bye.
Bye.